did you end up in Chicago?
Yeah, so man, I remember getting a letter in the mail. So, actually, I'll take it back just so we can transition smoothly. So like I said, I was a sophomore, bro, when I had got hit and all that had happened to me, and I was like a 165-pound football player before I had went into the hospital, and then I remember waking up in the hospital, bro. I was like 97 pounds the first time I could step on the scale, and even before that, the doctor, I remember when I had came out of my coma, the doctor walked into the room, and the first thing I asked him was, am I going to be able to make it to the game next week? Like, I'm alive. Like,
do we win the game?
He said Hamlin. I'm like, I'm good. Like, I'm alive, right? I'm straight.
All right.
And he was like, man, if you work hard enough, you could probably make it, next season or something like that. Man, by the grace of God, bro, I had a speedy recovery, and I was able to make it back on the field, bro, in like 6 months in time for spring football. And so made it back. But flash forward to my senior year, I remember getting a letter in the mail from Concordia University, Chicago. And I told my mom, I was like, I ain't going to Chicago. I just got shot. I ain't trying to get shot again.
Damn, that's why y'all look.
And she was like, boy, you gonna go? They giving you money to go. And I was like, all right, mama. So we end up taking a trip, bro, to Chicago. And I remember after I had landed at O'Hare, bro, we was in the Uber on the way downtown to the airport. And, bro, I got, like, this feeling, bro, in me that was, like, the city was, like, calling my name, bro. I kept hearing, like, Corey in my head. And I'm like, dang, okay. Like, I'm like, I might need to be here for a reason, bro. And, man, came up here. They said I could play as a freshman football. And I kind of knew. My mom always told me I was going to be a lawyer. So that kind of like dictated me wanting to do political science and just kind of I knew Chicago was like a political city. So, man, that kind of just like sparked my interest in that.
I don't know too much for the good reasons, but we're going to get into that.
Yeah, we're going to get into that. It's political, but yeah, and I'm finding out about that now, bro. But met my wife there too, bro. Just got involved with what's going on. Got a heart for the community. I've been organizing the community since I was 15, since that happened to me. Whether that was like leading, rallies, speaking at churches and different events, bro. I got like a documentary out. I did like a lot of interviews, bro, but just really creating awareness and really just being that light, bro, and that role model for other people, so that they can know, you can make it out of your situation.
Okay. So you shoot up here to Concordia, man. I'm very familiar with. I never been inside there, but but like the parks around there, I be playing Pokemon Go. They got like the best spots around there.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so I'm very familiar with the area. And I just be driving past, like it's a low key like school in the cut. You know what I'm saying? With a lot going on. You know what I'm saying? So if my man was in different places growing up, you know what I'm saying? That's probably like one of my biggest regrets is not, you know what I'm saying, getting me I always said to journalism, because I like watching like the sports debate shows, so that's what would have been something I've been interested in. But I went down a different course. But standing on you, man, you in Concordia playing football, doing political science, man. What was your aspirations to do at that point? Was it to be a lawyer? Was it to be a football player? What at that point? What was you working to be?
Man, I feel like I was kind of like in that mindset. I feel like a lot of young black men, we grow up kind of, our role models as rappers and athletes. And so even though I knew I was at a Division III school, which typically don't produce, NFL players, just because it's a lower tier, still at a collegiate level, but it's not like your Division I schools. You don't get as much, notoriety and stuff like that. But in my mind, bro, I still thought I was going to the NFL, bro. Like
it's possible, man. You just got to transfer from that school to another school.
And that was my whole thing. Even though I was going to school for political science, like I was getting involved in the community, I still had this thought that like that was gonna be my thing. I go to law school too, and I went to go to law school. Obviously to be a lawyer, but if it wasn't going to the NFL, then it was me going to law school. That was kind of my mindset at the time.
Did you going to law school have anything to do with your situation going through your stepfather getting the time he got? Did that have anything to do with it or?
I don't know. My mama always told me that I was good at arguing. Like I would always like whenever she would tell me something, I always
get paid
had, like,
for that, boy.
A rebuttal. Yeah, you can get paid for that. Like you got a skill. I always had a rebuttal, could shape it to a certain way to where I could get myself out of a situation and make it sound like something different. which a politician might be. But yeah, bro. So I think that kind of like played a factor. I wanted to do like civil rights, so I didn't want to go into like criminal justice law or anything or family law. I kind of wanted to do like civil rights. So I don't really think that situation had at least that much to do with it.
Okay. And real quick, I skip this question. If you don't mind me asking, what was your real father, and did he have a take on anything that was going on up through your life up to that point, or if you could explain?
Yeah, bro, this finna turn into a whole Netflix original, bro.
Oh man, hey, we gonna have to work on that next, man.
Yeah. But no, I'm glad you asking these, bro, because the story is deep, bro. I found out. So I got a older on my mom's side, who I grew up with. My younger brother, who like a year and a half younger than me. His name is Cody. And then I got an older sister that's like 6 years older than me. Her name is Amori. And so my older sister, her father died, bro. When she was like 2, and so she grew up without a father, and me and my brother, we got the same dad. We got the same last name, and then so we always had a close bond. We was only like a year and a half. My older sister raised us, and then we get to like the 9th grade, and I found out that me and my brother ain't had the same dad, and now for me that was like my whole world kind of came crashing down, because that's like, dang, like what you mean, like. That's my little brother. Like, How
you found out? Or you just like, hey, y'all getting older.
Kinda,
y'all
bro. Yeah,
know.
y'all, you getting older. Like, let me just go ahead and, let you know. And that was confusing for me, because even though, our dad, at the time wasn't in our life, we would see him, every now and then. And then, so when I had found that out, we would see him and whatever. And my mama, my stepdad at the time, he wasn't really cool with that. Like I said, he was controlling. He didn't want us to see our dad. He wanted to be the dad type, be overly controlling. So when he found out that I had a dad, bro was definitely like, oh no, like this ain't, you ain't gonna never meet him. Like, no, like I'm not cool with that at all. And that really like was like, my mama had to decide, like, dang, is my son gonna be able to meet his dad someday, or am I gonna stay in this marriage, with this man, and this gonna be their only dad? And so, I definitely, bro, love my mom for making that decision, decide like she chose me, over a man. She decided that it was more important for me to meet my dad than it was for her to stay in that marriage and keep up this, keep up whatever. And so I met my real dad, bro, like 3 weeks right before I got shot. And so, funny thing is, bro, my dad is a cameraman for NBC5. My real dad. So when I got shot, bro, he was like I had got like a lot of interviews. Like he was sometimes like recording me and stuff like that, bro. So it's just like a small world. But yeah, bro, that was real like traumatic for my family. That was a real like hectic time, and it was a blessing, that I could meet him. But then as soon as I did, that happened. But I think it kind of worked out, because it created like that bond, even though we had missed out on 15 years, 16 years or whatever. I think that happened and kind of like made us closer, bro.
And that's what I was getting ready to ask you. So did you have any ill will toward him before meeting him? Like, man, you ain't been around, walked about, or you just like, man, whenever I meet him, I'm gonna see what's to him. What was your?
Yeah, kind of like that, bro. When you a child, you don't really understand stuff like that. I didn't really understand like, what happened, and I feel like even in a lot of black families, like stuff happened that we don't really know. We don't really ask questions.
We don't talk about it. Sometimes
we don't talk about it, bro. And it's not just in my family. That's like a generational thing that's been going on. So I was more so like, damn, I'm just happy to meet, bro. But then as I got older, I started asking questions and stuff, and I got the answers that I needed. But yeah, at that time it was just like, man, let me just meet him. Let me see what's to him. So yeah.
And you said he a cameraman?
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
For NBC, that's kind of a big deal in the cameraman world.
Yeah,
so is that something he retired from, or something he still doing?
He kind of been doing it. Yeah, he still do it, bro. Out in Dallas, he still do his thing, bro.
That's dope.
So yeah, he been doing that like his whole career. Went to school for it, got in, and yeah, kind of been doing that.
He got to shoot a campaign spot for you, man.
Man, that's what, bro. I be trying to tell him.
That'd be dope, man.
Yeah.
All right, man. So, I want.
Yeah.